Hi Leo, here is a general look at your solar chart for July 2014, and this is a significant month for you, children of the golden winged lion. You are going to be right at the center of a significant shift in the planetary energies this month, but more on that in a few minutes. First of all, here's the overview. This month you're going to be conscious of a larger picture, and you need to facilitate that energy by being alert to what's new on the block, even though you're probably more in the mood to ponder, to mull things over, to weigh things up, to be a bit self-reflective, or shall we say introspective about things, not necessarily about self. Those with influence, though, can be useful and facilitate your aim, so you need to reach out into the information superhighway. So networking would be useful, but also reach out through communications to others, and others, again, we can turn that around, may find you and what you know being useful. So putting out that information from yourself, but very much following your gut instinct would be advised this month, and getting the feedback from your gut instinct by every time you feel that sort of little thrill of excitement that you're going in the right direction. That is, you know, the feedback coming from maybe your higher consciousness, your more expanded awareness, that you're going in the right direction, and that's always a comforting feeling. So have faith in that. Now from mid-month, and especially the last 10 days, that looks pretty optimistic. Lots of potential there. Time for a little bit of luck to be coming your way, maybe. But also you have to keep it real. You mustn't, you know, set the bar too high and be totally outrageously unrealistic about something, taking a gamble on something. But having said that, you know, the cards are definitely in your favor there. And that's in the last 10 days. That would be due to Jupiter lining up with the Sun, and just about at the same time that the Sun comes into your sign. And this heralds a new 12-year cycle in your life, but also Jupiter's going to be there for 12 months. And then there's going to be a new moon in your sign on the 26th. Which is pretty good news, and of course the ball's in your court with that one. But particularly good news over the subsequent 4 weeks from the 26th for you, your personal goals and ambitions in life. So watch that space. So here's the longer version. Until the 23rd, the solar energies could manifest of more of a pull within. You always get this at this time of the year. That's where the Sun is, thinking about the past, thinking about maybe tying up loose ends to do with the past. You'll probably be more aware of others' sensitivities, others' feelings, but also others' needs and requirements, and also the financial position between you and another, whether that's somebody you know personally or not. And also matters related to property as well could be on your mind. This is a karmic house, and this is not the time to cling to anything ego, because if you do, you're likely to feel disappointed, or, you know, this is a time to kind of realize that there's a I don't really want to say destiny, but there could be a greater plan, you know, afoot or at work, than how your mind is condensing it right down to perception, you see. So yes, is to kind of really go with the flow. However, until mid-month, both Mercury and Venus are in quite a sort of sociable area where you could be making these useful contacts that I mentioned earlier for the information. This will be aiding and abetting the ball rolling on something. I think it's quite a progressive feeling area, this, and so picking up on those nuggets of information through who you know And it's very important, not so much what you know, but who you know. So casting around for getting, sounding things out and getting the right kind of, I don't want to say the same sort of person as you are, but somebody who has, who is tuned to your channel, put it like that. But even somebody who you don't think is tuned to your channel, you could literally sort of trip over them in an unexpected place, and then you are very glad you did in hindsight, because you know, it wasn't in the plan, it wasn't in the schedule. Venus here does warm the area up, so you could be making some new friends. You and somebody could really take a shine to each other. And also, again, that information which is progressive for you, which is pushing you into the future and pushing you towards, you know, perhaps materially beneficial things, but also tends to facilitate positive experiences. And then Mercury and, well, first of all, Mercury moves on the 13th into the same level as the Sun, so it's more turned inward, it's more this mulling things over, feeling mentally at 6s and 7s, maybe a little up in the air, zoning out, and that would be advisable, because zoning out isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's giving your mind a chance to rest and just meditating, just letting go of it all. The what ifs. In fact, it would be quite a good idea to get a piece of paper and write at the top, wouldn't it be nice if, and then just list, you know, the things. Wouldn't it be nice if? You could do it with a friend as well. It's quite fun, particularly from the 19th, when Venus comes into this very background area, the area where we sort of where we incubate plots and plans and schemes and dreams, but it's also where imagination is very activated, and where we can get the vision, you know, we can dream something up. And then of course the hard work comes along when we have to manifest it, but it is altogether doable. So you could be thinking about the past, you could be feeling a bit nostalgic, there could be a blast from the past, you know, and but during this time you need to touch base with yourself. Yes, you need to be there as a support to others, and because this is an area of higher service, but that does not exclude you. So you need to be doing things which feed your soul, which massage your heart, and Leo rules the heart. So it's important that you do this sort of letting go and zoning out, trusting your instincts, and trusting the answers will come, okay, and not getting stressed out about things. Earlier on, there's a lot of Uranus-Pluto that's coming across the Sun and Mars. For you, that might be a little bit of ups and downs with possibly with health matters, or simply more challenging tasks during the day, but it really is quite minor. And also the Uranian one for you is going to be very positive indeed. The example I gave of tripping over somebody and then it just being, you know, you just kind of running into exactly the right person you needed to find. Or maybe it's not a person, maybe it's a place, maybe it's a book, maybe it's a concept, maybe it's, you know, a beautiful object. You know, it can be lots of different things that it works, but it is the unexpected, and it is that sort of bolt from the blue, really. And as I say, it's in a positive angle to your sun sign. Now then, from the 23rd, it's a powerful time for you with the sun coming into your sign with, of course, a fanfare of trumpets and a red carpet, because the sun is coming home when it comes into Leo. And this is a good time for you to just do more things for yourself, really, or just sort of lay back on your kind of silk and satin cushions and let others kind of, you know, do things, wait on you hand and foot. and be a little bit more self-centered, be more self-indulgent at this time, and really go much more in for that pampering and nurturing and looking after yourself, or rather, should I say, letting others, as I said before, look after you. Yes, and definitely have a pampering day or two, or maybe week, you know, but don't forget the position of Mercury and Venus, because that is where you can be doing things which are very much in a private sort of a way, in a sacred kind of a way, touching the expanded unconditional love of the universe through, I don't know, nature or channeling or art or just, you know, a flotation tank, or whatever it is anyway for you. Now Mars has been in this really quite chatty area of the way you express yourself, communications, education for many a long month, and it's due to move finally on the 26th. So over this time you may have come across as a little bit more blunt with people, more perhaps mental processes accelerating, and maybe sometimes feeling a bit scattered, actually, with a lot of communications activity that you've got to get through, whether that's heavy traffic or lots of paperwork, or, you know, online stuff, or whatever it's been. And it might not have been like that at all. It might have been that you simply decided to be, or rather you simply got very much more decisive over these last 7+ months. You just could see it all so clearly, and you realised that there were certain things you had to get your head around, or had to get done to be able to move forwards in your life. And you could have been more successful with media and promotions and buying, selling, negotiations, or should I say more decisive about them. Possibly more successful as well, because you would have had lots of energy to be erudite, to be articulate, to not let go, to the stamina, the mental stamina to keep at it. Anyway, this is going to move on the 26th into a very different area, and this is the area where it's coming into the root of your chart, and this is going to highlight property, location, point on the map, a neighborhood, a roof over the head. In fact, it's coming into the same area as Saturn. So who knows, it could be from late month, this suddenly, you know, it's a hive of activity at home. You could be renovating, decluttering, cleaning, sorting out the outside, DIYing. You could be very, very busy from home, as we can all be now over the wires across the world. Or it might not be like that. Maybe it is this very feisty, hot energy coming in to influence your relationship with family, family members, anything to do with close friends, shall we say, or extended family. You know, those that you consider to be part of the family, as it were, tribal. So it might be that. It might also be with any outside agencies, officials related to a property also. And you could have, you know, had pent-up energies in this area here, because Saturn there for so long tends to be thorough but slow, and Mars is going to come in banging the drums and making a lot of noise and speeding things up and bringing some heat and some perhaps some conflict into that area there. So if there have been inner tensions, there can be a little bit of an earthquake going on there, of activity, or maybe opinions flying backwards and forwards, however, you know, it's been stacking up for you in your life. Saturn has been asking, you know, and demanding in some cases that you that you meet your obligations where family is concerned or property is concerned. Since October 2012, you feeling this weighing heavily on you at times. and also maybe weighing heavily on you to do with your own conditioning from the past. So that's family from the past, experiences from the past, what you're used to, you know, better the devil I know than the devil I don't know sort of thing. Anything that you've just been tolerating, though, with this Saturn transit regarding your domestic setup, your place on the map, your family relationships, will come probably to a crunch point. They're supposed to, because you're supposed to really cut away the cut right down to the bone here. Saturn rules the bone, and you know, get rid of anything which is superfluous, which is beating around the bush, which is not coming clean in this area. So it's very much coming clean with yourself, with your past, with your conditioning, with your being realistic with yourself about what your deep emotional needs are. Really, I suppose that's it in a nutshell. Yeah, what your deep emotional needs are related to, you know, safety, security, with where you live, who you live with, what you've got around you, but also maybe not being true to yourself in relationships with family, and also looking back over your past as well, and parenting and parenthood also could be something that you're needing to get straightened out and improve upon here, or be more responsible about here. Now, Jupiter is moving from this area, which has been very much the cocoon area, the chrysalis of you doing things from the background, pulling the strings, but also tying up loose ends from the past. So a lot about the past has been going on for you in your life, particularly over this past 12 months, Leo, but also when the cycle started with Saturn in 2012. And so you should be doing inner work, nurturing work, looking after the physical self, also being there as a facilitator and a support for others. Now Jupiter is moving out of there into your sign. So this is like a mega event for you, and there'll be a real growth spurt in your life. You need to be branching out now over this next 12 months is what I mean by now. So very much branching out into new things, letting go of stuff which has outlived its usefulness, and also taking off perhaps in at least one new direction, if not several, for a time there. But not every direction, you know, not every door that opens will be for your highest good. So you'll be, you know, looking at those as you go forwards. But it's likely to be more education for you, learning through doing, so official and unofficial education, but also more travel, foreign cultures, just learning through lots and lots and lots of different things and encounters and events and experiences, and I was going to say people, but also just beings in general. And this is the time really for you to block out your canvas in bright new colors. You know, you'll have to look at the small stuff later, but this is really getting the grand plan overview time for you, and reaching for the golden ring on the merry-go-round. Now, in the last 10 days, like I said, Sun is going across Jupiter, so this is a particularly, it's a time of great potential there. And that's it for July. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. If you want to check anything, have a look on my website. This is on my website in written form, and I'll see you the next time.